Okay, thanks, Mont. And just a note at the outset of this next segment that we are about to deal with some quite confronting themes, so this may require a little parental guidance for kids. Tonight, the controversial American rap artist Eminem will hold his first Australian concert in Melbourne. Since his tour was announced, there's been heated debate here over whether he should even be allowed in the country, let alone perform. And it's all been about the lyrics in his songs. Critics say they incite violence and hatred, promote drug use and denigrate women. His fans say his words reach out to today's youth with bluntness and intelligence. Our guests this morning have opposing views on Eminem. Joining us in the studio is Simone Kapsalidis, a writer with Juice magazine, while in Melbourne is the National Secretary for the Australian Family Association, Bill Muhlenberg. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Simone, can I start with you? Can you understand how people are shocked or even repulsed by Eminem's lyrics?
Definitely. His lyrics aren't for the faint-hearted, I guess. It just surprises me that so many adults are quick to cut him down before even really listening to his entire album. I mean, what he's saying is not innocent, it's not pure, but life isn't innocent or pure these days. I mean, we're brought up in societies where, look at the crime in Australia now, it's getting worse and worse, and we can't sugarcoat things. We can't afford to sugarcoat reality anymore.
Nonetheless, is it okay to speculate about raping your mother, killing your wife, killing all women?
No, I'm not condoning all Eminem's lyrics, but I think he has the right to say what he needs to say. And people that are criticising him need to realise that all the evil things he says, all the bad things he says, are under his character, Slim Shady. I mean, that's his evil alter ego that he created to say all these bad things. So
it's a facade?
It is a facade. I mean, there's Slim Shady, the evil guy. There's Eminem, who's the talented lyricist, the mad rapper that's going to cut you down in any battle, so...
OK, Bill, have you listened to the lyrics? Have you heard what Eminem has to say?
Yes, I have. I've spent a bit of time not only on the weekend video shows, but I've read the lyrics off the internet, and I'm not all that impressed.
All right, OK, let's go into some of his songs. The first one we'll bring up is Drug Ballad, and this is where he talks about every time I go to try to leave, someone keeps pulling on my sleeve. I don't want to, but I've got to stay. These drugs really got a hold on me. He's not exactly glamorising drugs there, is he?
Well, whatever he's doing, and let's, for the sake of argument, say that he is giving serious social commentary. The point is, what solutions is he offering? Everybody knows that life has a lot of ugly parts to it, and the point is a lot of young, impressionable young people are going to be listening to him. And what hope does he hold out? What solutions does he offer? Indeed, we have drug problems. We have a lot of problems, but what is he offering for our young people? Seems to be the bottom.
Do you think he has to offer solutions?
Well, what is he doing? At the moment, he's making a lot of money off of vulnerable young people. I'd say he's exploiting young people. He'll be laughing all the way to the bank, but I'm left picking up the pieces. I have to deal with parents who call in who say their kids have been adversely affected by this music. So there are consequences to what he's saying, but I'm not sure if he's going to feel any of the consequences.
Simone, you're a fan of Eminem's. Is he laughing all the way to the bank? Is he exploiting young people?
I don't think he's exploiting young people at all. Mr. Muhlenberg, I would say that we get negative influences coming from everywhere. I mean, look at movies like Traffic, where we can see the young daughter of the politician doing everything from trying heroin, you know what I'm saying? So for Eminem to come out and talk about reality in songs like Drug Ballad, where he's actually saying this ecstasy has a hold of me, that's what's going on every day. I mean, he's not trying to sugarcoat it, he's just telling people this is what young people are going through, and that's life.
All right, let's move on to our second passage from the song. This is towards the end. If we might have said that the former passage was a little more positive or at least empathetic, in this last passage he's saying, I'm all grown up now, upgraded and graduated to better drugs and updated. He's basically saying, well, you know, I'm older now, but I'm no smarter, I'm just doing different drugs.
Yeah.
That's not very positive, is it?
No, well, I don't think Eminem ever set out to be a role model for young people. He's just telling it like it is. He's telling it from his point of view, the experience he's gone through, and if you don't like him, don't listen to him.
Okay, let's move on to Kill You. Now, this is an angry, violent song. He's talking about killing people with chainsaws. He's talking about killing women.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on this one? Because this is directed at women, this song.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't condone everything Eminem says. I just think he has the right to say it. Like I also said before, Slim Shady is his evil alter ego. It's like a character. It's like when Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a character in a movie and shoots hundreds of people. I mean, it's all drama, it's all entertainment. Sometimes he may go too far, but kids can distinguish between reality and entertainment.
That raises a very valid point. Bill, at the end of that song, Kill You, his last line is, ha, 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 I'm just playing, ladies, you know I love you. Maybe kids get the joke and we don't.
Well, unfortunately, not every kid does get the point. I just read the other day 5 British school children slashed their wrists after listening to lyrics by Eminem to that effect. The other day I had a phone call from a mother in Queensland. Their very placid, mellow son, after being exposed to a lot of Eminem, started becoming very violent, aggressive. He trashed the house, threatened to kill the parents. At the end, the police had to come and take him away, put him into foster care. So for some people, this is having a real negative effect. Again, I've got to pick up the pieces. He'll leave, he'll make his $1 million per show, but I'll have to deal with all the parents who are quite concerned about some of the negative impact.
Simone, is that a valid point, that some people really are being negatively impacted by these lyrics? They're being incited or inspired by them?
I think that people who lean towards that certain type of behaviour, something's going to trigger them off eventually. It does not necessarily have to be Eminem's lyrics. It could be, if you have a tendency towards that type of behaviour, it's going to come out eventually, I think. Something's going to trigger it off, whether it's his lyrics, whether it's a violent movie, whether it's something someone else says to you, it's going to come out in the end.
Okay, let's move on to Stan, which has had quite a bit of mainstream airplay. It's actually a powerful song, and it is one of the songs that has attracted criticism because people have said that he's speculated about drowning his pregnant girlfriend. It's not really about that, though, is it?
No, and that's what makes fans so angry. Stan is Eminem saying that I know that I have fans that can become quite obsessive. Like people, like celebrities all over the world, fans can become obsessive over them. And Stan is a character that Eminem made up that becomes so angry when Eminem doesn't write back to him when he's sending him letters that he kills his girlfriend and himself. And
all right, Bill,
it's a terrible story.
It is. It's a tragic story. It's a very powerful one. Bill, let's see if we can just bring up those lyrics again. He talks about he's just clowning, Bill, in the lyrics, and he says, "You've got some issues. I think you need some counselling." Can you see that there may be some positive stuff in that, perhaps? I mean, expletives deleted.
Yes, well, mind you, you've picked the most tame of the lyrics. Most of his stuff is so X-rated, you couldn't feature it on air.
That is a problem. Please allow us that. There's
Exactly.
a lot of stuff we couldn't use this morning,
No,
of course.
exactly. But the point is, again, he's still a role model, whether he likes it or not. Young people are impressionable. Does music or lyrics have an impact on young people? Of course it does. I mean, advertisers spend billions of dollars a year knowing that 15 seconds of visual imagery will impact a person's behavior. If you've got a kid listening to this stuff 3 or 4 hours a day, for some it's going to have a negative impact. Again, another story I just read of, an obsessed Eminem fan in the UK bashed his girlfriend almost to death after looking or listening to these very kinds of lyrics. Now, tried telling the girlfriend in the hospital that this has no impact.
Okay.
But
Simone?
the song Stan, Mr. Muhlenberg is actually addressing these types of fans. Eminem saying, I cannot control what these people do, but when I'm talking to my fans, I'm saying, listen to my music, enjoy it, but don't take it so serious. It's all said in humour. Well, I'm looking at the world today, I'm addressing the problems that kids have, but when you're a fan of mine, don't take it so far. Don't take my lyrics word for word. You do need some counselling if you're going to take it that far, and I do appreciate all my fans, but please do not take it that one step too far. So if you really listen to Stan, if you really listen to the whole album, you'll pick up that message throughout, that don't blame me for what your kids might be getting up to. Look at yourself, look in your own household, and as parents, I can't take my CDs and my albums, can't take your your job away as a parent. That's the main single influence on your child's life.
I wonder if the main thing we're dealing with here is perhaps a generation gap, among other things.
Tracy, I don't think it's a generation gap. I thought maybe before it was a generation gap. I think it's your ability to distinguish between satire and seriousness. Eminem uses both in his music. At times he's got a sense of humour and at times he's being serious. He leaves it up to the listener to decide.
Most 10-year-olds can't make that distinction.
Well, as a parent, you shouldn't be letting your 10-year-old listen to his album if you don't want to.
I'm not, and even the...
Okay.
But Mr. Muhlenberg,
I think we have to leave it.
Okay.
I think we have to leave it there because we'll go on forever otherwise. Thank you both very much for your time this morning.
You.
I do think we have
Thanks
threshed
very
out some
much.
of the issues.
Yep.